Do you guys feel like there are times where you feel like you are performing versus just living?
I would say I feel like I always got to be on.
Yeah.
Because if I'm not on, folks be like, what's wrong with Jessica?
Yeah.
Bruh, I need a break. I feel like for a while I faked that I was okay. I faked that I was okay with being single, and I was just waiting on the Lord when, in actuality, I was frustrated as hell.
Hey, thank God for another day. Hey, I know we could be another way. Hey, pray. Thank God for another day. Hey, I know we could be another way.
Hey, you guys. I am Dee Fomby, and I'm super excited to be here with Jess Ask the Podcast. I have the phenomenal opportunity to be here with your host and your co-host. This is a safe space where we
Influencers can decompress,
have fun,
and just ask. Oh my goodness. So you guys, I'm excited to be here because this is an impromptu moment for us. But I think though it's a great opportunity and time for the audience to really get an opportunity to know you and give me an opportunity to ask you guys some questions.
Oh,
okay?
She's gonna be just ask.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna be just ask, okay? I'm just ask
But you know,
today.
we gotta do this before we, the tradition where we was a Desiree.
Desiree.
Ooh,
Desiree.
What's up, you gotta do. You gotta
Oh my God.
We gotta know that you're here.
Yeah.
Now, if y'all don't know, if y'all been under a rock somewhere and you've been watching Just Ask, this is Dr. Dee Fomby. She's my spiritual mother. Both of our coach. This is how Desiree and I met.
Yes.
We met in her community, Push Nation.
Yes.
So she's the reason why Desiree and Jessica are a thing.
And so as I was sitting back here just watching you guys record, it is beautiful and it just melts my heart, and I'm just excited about the collaboration and what you guys have been able to build, and also the friendship that you all have been able to establish. Yeah, so just seeing this and allowing me to be a part and to sit in these seats. Ooh,
Yeah. I don't give my seat up for nobody.
No.
But she got it.
Yes, well, thank you for allowing me to sit in your seat on today. Thank you, Desiree, for allowing me to be here.
I'm honored.
I'm the one that is very honored. So I'm going to ask you guys just a question, and I want you to just be honest, open, transparent, because this is a safe space. Now, please know, you guys, that they do not know what I'm about to
We
ask.
have no idea. We
They
sitting
don't know
over
what
here. That's right. We sitting over here like, ooh, jeez, we already
Y'all know
this
how
what
y'all
we
be
did.
feeling. They be like, we got any questions ahead of time, anything
Nope.
like that? Yeah, no, we just
No,
here.
See where I get it from?
y'all
I
just
know.
trusted me.
Yes.
I just came up with this idea as I was sitting over here
Literally.
working and watching y'all.
I said, Coach. Okay. And we crazy enough to say,
okay. And that's how we got here. And so, excuse me if I, don't look
But you look bad, though.
I look bad.
you- baby,
Okay,
listen.
don't matter
You
what I
always-
wear, huh?
Period, because baby, snatch.
Thank you.
Snatch.
I appreciate that. So I want to go ahead and get started.
Yeah.
So everybody already kind of know like who you guys are, but what we would like to know is, who are you when the cameras are off? Who are you when the mic is off? Who are you when you don't have a title and you're not trying to fulfill the need of other people?
Oh, that's good.
That's real good. You want to go first?
No,
Desiree?
Jessica, don't go first.
I would say that I'm still learning it. I'm still learning because, like I've shared before, that I invested in being the doer. Like I invested in what I thought was productive, and if I wasn't producing anything, I didn't think I had any value. Right? I didn't think that I was important enough to just be. And so lately, Jessica has been at the house. I've been at the house. Like, you can catch me at home.
Wow.
And I've been learning myself, enjoying myself. We recently went to the pottery class.
Yes, that was
and
nice.
I learned something about myself there. It was like, I don't like doing all that talking.
Yeah.
Like, people think all I want to do is talk.
I know. Yeah.
Like, people really think all I want to do is sit here, have conversation. Now, the Holy Spirit in me, like, really ignites some things during certain conversations. It will. But most times, I just want to be quiet.
Yeah.
And just listen.
Yeah, I think that's a good statement for you to make, because having big personalities the way that we have, oftentimes people think that we're entering into a room and our goal is to take over the conversation.
Yeah.
They feel like we have a takeover spirit. And the truth of the matter is that we rather sit in the back of the room, not have to really say anything.
Right.
And oftentimes I revert to being an introvert, and I have anxiety that a lot of people don't know about when it comes to entering into a certain space.
Yeah.
But when you see me, I show up differently because I know that's where my anointing lies.
good.
My anointing lies in me being an extrovert. I rather sit in who I feel like I'm naturally created to be, and that is as an introvert.
That's good.
So thank you so much for sharing that. So Desiree, like in your time, like in your space, who are you?
I would say at the heart of me, I'm still a creative. You know what I'm saying? So I love, and I'm an only kid, so I actually kind of enjoy being by myself sometimes. You know what I'm saying? And I'm okay with that. I find myself, I love like HGTV. Like I don't watch TV that often, but if I do turn the TV on, it's going to be on something that my mind does not necessarily have to process and think through something, right? So I just love to sit there, watch them paint houses and things. My mom is she sews. So I even sit down and just think about like creatively, like I remember when I was, at one point in time in my life, I don't know how I did this. When I was fresh out of high school, I went into a junior college and I was playing basketball. I was working part-time at Walmart. I was doing hair on the side, still like going to class, and I worked part-time at a beauty supply store. And I just remember walking in there. And this is how I got to know Sue Jen. So I would go in there and I would literally be in there for like 30 minutes, an hour, literally just walking around and looking at all the hair, looking at all the accessories, and my mind is like, oh, you could do this. So I feel like at the heart of who I am, I'm a creative.
Yeah.
But I love to sit in nature. I love to go outside. I love to sit in the parks. I love music.
Okay.
And I also love to do community with people that the Lord has connected me with, do community with.
Yeah.
So I'm a doer at heart as well. And so I've really been trying to sit in a season where the Lord, I think, has me in the space of receiving.
Oh, that is so good.
You know, and it's hard for someone who loves to give and do and all these things. And so I've been literally having to sit and talk to the Lord a lot more about this current space that I'm in, because it's a little overwhelming.
Yeah, it is definitely overwhelming when God is trying to pull something else out of you that you're not naturally just tapping into.
Yeah.
And it's during those times that God put us in a very uncomfortable situation. So do you guys feel like there are times where you feel like you are performing versus just living in the space and even in the identity that God has given you?
I would say I feel like I always got to be on.
Yeah.
Because if I'm not on, folks be like, what's wrong with Jessica?
Yeah.
What's wrong? Why you ain't talking? Why you getting quiet? Bruh, I need a break. Yeah. I'm tired.
Same.
So I won't even think, because I do embody this part of me. I really feel like that this is who Jessica is. I am, but the safety and the comfort, I need the other side. Like I need to be quiet. Like I would prefer that. But I feel like a level of it is performance, because there's a marketable side of everyone, right?
Yeah.
And I feel like when I'm not that marketable side, I don't use that marketable side to draw, right? I think that the performance is for instance, Desiree song.
Okay.
I'm going to always do Desiree song.
Yes.
Because it's marketable.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to always sing her name.
Yeah.
And I love singing the song.
Yes.
You know, like,
everybody loves
yeah,
that song.
everybody loves singing that
song.
They remember that song better than they remember Jess Ask.
Yes.
Like, it's a thing.
remarkable, yeah.
Yeah.
So I get that's needed to be able to allow people to be comfortable.
Yeah.
But as far as like just being on, like I feel like I am always that person, always having to be on, because when I'm not, people think something's wrong.
Yeah. So Desiree, let me ask you, so when do you have an opportunity not to be on?
When I'm in my quiet
Wait.
in my private space. I was just thinking about, as Jessica was talking, and kind of what you said early on, is I know my anointing lies in me interacting with people, right? So what happens is kind of the same. Like, I show up. Most people don't even know that I'm like introverted because of my personality, because I'm fun, you know, and I just like to have a good time. And so if you don't know like the other side of me, kind of the same thing, you would think something's wrong. I remember I had a friend to come stay one time. She was in town, she needed a place to stay, and I was like, oh yeah, girl, absolutely. And so it was so interesting because that was her first time in my personal space. And so after she left, maybe like a week or so later, she sent me a voice message and was like, hey, you know, I don't think it felt like you didn't really want me there because you wasn't really like, you know, engaging. But my thing is like, hey, I for you to actually be in that space, that means I trust you. I said, hey, here's everything, like the refrigerator right here, the bathroom right here, like what you need, like, and I'm going to be right here in my space. But there's still moments that we interacted and things like that. But because I wasn't who she is normally used to me seeing outside, she thought that something was wrong, and nothing was wrong. Baby, I just don't want to talk.
Yes, you know what's so ironic is that when Jessica and we were doing the pottery class, and we were just embracing the moment of what we were doing, and we were not talking to each other. And in my mind, I was thinking like, wow, do I need to engage her to let her know that I appreciate being here? Do I need to make her feel differently versus just embracing the moment? And then afterwards, we both talked about it, and we really enjoyed just having the company of each other, but being able to be in each other's presence without having to say anything. And to me, that's showing me that you honor the presence of the person, but it's also safe to sit quietly in someone's presence. Because this leads me to my next question. When you feel that, or people expect for you to just show up and be the extroverted person, sometimes people are not able to see when you're not strong. Which means that you both are considered the strong person. Which I want to ask you, how do you communicate your needs when you are not that strong person?
If I'm honest, that's still a space that's a space of opportunity for me to because I just naturally internalize everything. Like I haven't been the type to be like, hey, I got this going on, or woo, woe is me. Like I always have been in a space where things would happen. I'm like, all right, Lord, I would process it mentally, like, okay, what we got to do, and I'll just go forth in the thing. But now I'm in a season where the Lord is really stretching me to just open up, like specifically with the safe people that He's put in my space. And so I just have to trust that the people that I know that are around me are safe enough and have the capacity to handle that. Because we sometimes, as the strong person, you may feel like what you're holding and dealing with is too much for people. You know what I'm saying? So I have to trust that, hey, I can say, hey, like even like heading to recording, I had texted Jess, I said, hey, we gonna start at this time, because I had literally woke up and I just didn't have it. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm grateful that it wasn't like a whole back and forth kind of thing. It was just honestly like in that moment, I just didn't. When I woke up, I was like, "Dang, Lord, this is a lot. I just don't have it to get up right now. Can I just have an extra minute?" So when we got here, she gave me a hug because I know that she may not have known what was going on, but she probably sensed it, right?
And then I was here.
Yes.
And isn't that something like for
crazy.
Real though? Like, and then I was here.
No, like for real.
Yes.
Like
and
when
then
you say
how the Lord just led me to be able to speak to a space that I didn't know needed to be filled. Like me being here, they have no idea. Like this is such a prophetic
It's a setup.
It is such a setup from God. But I love God like moments like this because He see what you're doing and He's willing to take care of you in the midst of it. And it reminds me like of the prophet Elijah when he went through that moment of depression, that God, watch this y'all, God did not rush him out of depression.
Come on, that's good.
I feel the Holy Ghost on that.
Come on.
Yeah, God did not rush him out of depression. God took care of him, but He limited the amount of time that he could be in that depression. However, God is so concerned about us.
Come on
and
now.
all of this that we're doing, like it is great how we're helping other people and all of that. But God is concerned about you as his daughter.
Yeah.
As to the reason why he would allow Jessica to have the grace, the patience to just come in, notice you and hug you through that. And then how he would strategically put me here in this space. Like, this is God's love and concern. And I want those who are watching, I want you guys to really pay attention to those moments where God is just loving on you. When people say, hey, you look cute today. I love when you do this. Like when people have words of affirmation or they give you a compliment, those things are not random. That is God just sending love language to you. That's God affirming you. That's God saying, I see you, daughter. I see you, son. And so like, I don't want you to miss like this God moment. Yeah.
Listen,
do you want to
right
share
on time.
like where were you mentally before we got here today? Because it's like you've been traveling. Like you've been moving a lot. You serve on a high level, right?
Yeah.
Just serve this space. You serve your church, which is thriving. You know what I'm saying? Then you just you're hired on as so many different things.
Wear many hats.
Many hats. And so, like, was it a place of where it's like, God, something's going to have to give? Or, like, was you just like, I need a break?
Yeah.
I think it was more so, I love when the Lord begins to give language. Like, I've always done a lot of things at one time, right? Yeah. But I think in this season, I've gotten language to why I function and operate the way I do. And the language is a builder, right? So I now know the reason why my mind automatically goes to, okay, so how does this work? Like, what is the X, Y, and Z? Is because I help people build, right? So, okay, great, Lord. Well, what does that mean? So now if I look at all the spaces that I'm in, I'm literally building in all these spaces. And not only am I building, the other component is I'm also having to be okay learning that I'm used to building and doing what I've built. But in this space, I'm learning to have to build and lead. So yes, I'm doing the thing, but this component right here, child, I'm an only kid. I'm used to building and being a lead in my own life. But when it comes to like stewarding people in this capacity where I'm actually having to teach, verbalize, communicate, like that's the uncomfortable part for me. So it's like in all of these spaces, Lord, all of them at one time. All of them. Like I'm building in all of the relationship, church, all of these. It's like it's all like, and it was just overwhelming. So it wasn't like, hey, I can't do this. It's hey, I need you to expand the capacity for it and give me the strategy on how to do this efficiently so that I can manage and steward it well. Like
just asking God to expand you as he's expanding all of the things.
Even my mindset. Because if your mind is closed off to it, like then he can't go in and actually do the work because you can't even let go of where you were to go to where you're going.
That is so true.
So good.
Now what I also understand about being a builder is that yes, we go in to build, but also there are times, many times, as builders, you build, then leave. Not lead, leave.
Wow.
Yeah.
Builders, they build it, they put the system, they put the structure, and then they give those instructions to the next person so that they can manage what has been built.
That's so good.
Watch this. So a part of that also is when you're used to doing all the things, people depended on you. So the idea of not being there and having to lead the thing is like, well, what does that mean? Like, we not good or so it's always all of this like stirring in a little pot. So it's not like I'm not in a bad space spiritually. Like I knew that my spirit is strong. It's just like mentally and physically, my body's just like, girl, we just need a moment.
But also like God is just teaching you how he want you to build going into the next season of your life, because the way that we've built it is that we have built it, we've managed it, we have provided the customer service to it and all of that. But God was like, no, you're going to build it, you're going to put the SOPs together, and then you're going to hand that off so that you can continue to build.
Do you think that we have a problem with that because we don't get to involve ourselves with the fruit of the production? Like almost like I worked so hard for this, but now I gotta leave it. Like I don't I don't get to enjoy any of the
Yeah.
labor that was put in.
So you do get an opportunity to experience the fruit of it. But this is what I want you guys to know is that your enjoyment of the fruit is not necessarily what you built. It's not like oftentimes like we want to enjoy the fruit of our labor in the place in which we were assigned to build.
Come on.
And so you may have only been sent there to build, and then God, He allow you to enjoy the fruit of your labor in your personal space.
Yeah, that's good.
He may have increased you in other areas, and you enjoying all of this over here.
That's so
like
good.
so instead of looking at the place in which you're building, and you have to be really mindful of that, because sometimes you can feel left out when you're a builder. You can feel as if you're, not a part. You can feel as if you have done all of the work and then nobody, appreciating or seeing all that you will put into it. But as a builder, you have to have a different mindset.
Yeah,
you have to know that you have been called and assigned to build this, and then your fruit and your enjoyment is in another place.
That's so good.
Yeah. So it's learning how to separate
That's good.
the two.
That's so good.
So during y'all building process, whether it's building this podcast, building in your personal life, is there a area in which you have failed that you haven't been as open and transparent about that you would like to share today?
In building?
In building. And it can be just building like with like you personally.
Oh.
Is there an area? She's like, wait,
Like,
in what area do you feel that, you have failed at to God? Because here's the thing, it can look like a huge success for everybody, like in the eyes of everybody else, but like to God, like, God, you know what? I failed here. I didn't do like what I was supposed to. I didn't handle it the way that I'm supposed to. Like, I want to talk a little bit about your failures and how you have handled that, and like what the rebound of it looks like.
When I thought of, two things I thought of when you said that, which people that have watched those episodes before know about this, but in relationships, where specifically right now I'm talking about romantic relationships.
Okay. Let's talk about it.
Romantically, I've gotten caught up, being the other woman, and just not, being strong enough to leave situations when I, discover certain things.
Yeah.
And so I feel like for a while, I faked that I was okay. I faked that I was okay with being single, and I was just waiting on the Lord. When in actuality, I was frustrated as hell. If I can be that, if I could be that honest, I'm frustrated with the idea of, okay, maybe this is all this is for me, or maybe a man won't need me. I had a ex-boyfriend's dad tell me that I was going to have to choose being a wife or in ministry. I had to, and it wasn't that he was like that he didn't like me. He really liked me. Like, we vibed and everything. Yeah. But I'll never forget that he said that to me when I was in my 20s, and I didn't really consider myself a minister. I just was, very adamant. I had just reconnected with the Lord, getting my life back with Christ or whatnot. And he said that to me. He's an older man, and when he said that, it kind of like, as like, I'm 34, 33, 34 years old now, and I still haven't found or experienced my husband. You know what I'm saying?
So what does that feel like as you are building? Like, not having your person?
I would say before I became free, that's my pinnacle point. That's like my turning point for me. Before I was free, it felt like a lonely place. I felt shame that I wasn't that place. There was a lot of doubt there. And it's still some things that I'm like, make sure I don't have the residue of. But if it was a lonely place, it felt like the Lord just didn't choose me to be what I felt like I wanted to be. Like I was like, why would you give me this desire to be a wife and I'm not a wife? Like I've done everything that you told me to do and you're not doing nothing. The one thing I want,
you're not getting.
I'm getting everything else. I look good to everybody else. Oh, you're such a good woman and you're such a this and you're dope. And then it pisses me off. I'm being very fluent with I have to remember that BGTV. But it upsets me because it really upsets me when other men tell me that.
Yeah.
Like, and there are men that like just are saying, like Caleb for one. Mm-hmm. Caleb met with me and Desiree for dinner. And we were talking, and he was in my business. He was asking questions, and I trust Caleb.
Yes.
And he was asking me all these questions, but he was still reaffirming me. And I was like, Caleb, I don't know. He said, you always been a good girl. You always been this. Because Caleb known me since I was 20-something. So it's like, you always been this. You always been that. And I'm just like, but who gonna come get it? You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's real.
Who gonna come get it?
Real.
You know? And so I looked at it bad then, but then now post freedom, post knowing that
That's
I actually living in freedom, it's like, okay, Lord, I'm really just genuinely focused on me. Like, I've never been that way. I've never given myself permission to say, you know what, you can love yourself this time.
Yeah.
Like, you can really love yourself. And if they can involve themselves in you loving you, then maybe that might be the person. And then also I was doing it wrong because I wasn't including my community in that process as well. So I was failing because I wasn't asking the people that I trusted. You know what I'm saying? But I really did trust myself. So
just trying to do it by yourself. I feel like, I've been through every phase in my life from single, married, divorced, remarried, all of that. And I totally understand, like, being in a place of singleness, how important it is to really learn yourself, because who you know yourself to be is the person that will make decisions for you.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. Who you know yourself to be, not the one that we showcase to everybody else, not the mask that we have, but the person that we truly are is the person that's making decisions for us, which means that in relationships, sometimes we are choosing the people or allowing those people to come into our space because of how we truly see ourselves. Yeah. So I want to go back to the question about failure. Desiree.
So what had came up was just the recent revelation that the Lord had showed me about finances. Okay. So, which, I had went through when I first started entrepreneurship in 2015. I was just out here
just doing
the thing, making the money, but I was like, Lord, where the money at? And the Lord had just placed me. I ended up meeting Disa Jones, and she helped me. She started doing my budget for me. So we did that for about a year, and then at the church I was in, I went through Financial Peace, a small group, the Dave Ramsey course. Went through that, and then I began to co-lead that. So I began to get some knowledge and understanding about like finances, and I was making money, baby, and I was like saving and paying things off, and then so I get to this point where I felt like I gave God a yes, and the yes didn't look like what I thought the yes was gonna look like, right? So I felt like, Lord, I was doing better on the other side.
On the other side.
On the other side over here, I was doing better. And so I felt like, I came to a point where I felt like the Lord had give me some relief and bless me. So I end up he ended up leading me to sell my home, and I got a pretty good return back. But at this time, I was also kind of in a transition, right? So it was I was able to pay some things off, but also live off some things. But what happened also was I felt like I mismanaged some of those funds. I sold in some places out of immaturity. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't a little, it was a lot. So in that moment, what began to happen was I began to sit in shame, right? Shame of mismanaging and things like that. So fast forward, here I am about 2 years later, and the Lord revealed to me that I've had a block on financial success. Like, it's almost a fear of success, because the fear of mismanaging it again. You know what I'm saying? So sitting in that, I'm like, okay, Lord, I just begin to like renounce some areas that I felt like had sown in background, you know what I'm saying? And just really just began to like repent. And so I feel like I was actually holding myself up with some of the financial things that the Lord is wanting to bring, because I was allowing myself to sit in that shame and that guilt from that past. But on the outside, it's like, you out here, you on flights, you doing all these things, but the truth of the matter is, the Lord, when they say you begin to learn the Lord, like when I say these last couple of years, I have learned who Jehovah Jireh is.
Come on.
I've literally, and I know that was a part of the process, because before, I was my provider.
Come on,
you know what I'm saying? And I knew that
good.
was the main thing about this process, was the Lord was like, I need you to make space for me.
Yes.
Like I want you to see that I am your loving Father. Yes. I want you to see that I am the one who provides. Yeah. And so now I'm I've had to, and I'm trying to be in a space of, just really relying on the Lord in that space of finances.
This is so good to me, because when God is trying to take you to another level, he begins to show you another identity of who he is. And so when God took me through my transition when it came to finances and everything, I was at this company and I helped the company generate millions of dollars. I started a whole department. I loved what I was doing. Like, it was the best thing ever. And I remember God told me, he said, hey, I want you to quit here. And I told the Lord, I was like, shoot, you're going to have to fire me, because I ain't leaving. I challenged God and said, you're going to have to fire me, because I ain't leaving, because everything that I built was surrounding this particular job. Our houses, our cars, my family, everything. And I knew how to do this job with my eyes closed, right? And so I felt like the company that they needed me, and there will be no way that they would fire me or to let me go. And when I tell you guys that I was fired from the company, not because of a performance or anything like that, I was fired for a reason that I know that it was all God. How do you get fired while you're pregnant on bed rest? You know what I'm saying? After your FMLA,
come on,
I was fired. And I remember God, he whispered in my ear, he said, I'm about to show you that I'm Jehovah Jireh. And God began to show me another layer of him. And I told God, I said, God, show me how to manage well. Give me additional resources so that I would never have to depend on the world to provide for me. I wanted God to show me about kingdom advancement. I wanted him to show me how to be a good steward over what he had given me and he entrusted into my hand. But it started with, from that point, excuse me, you guys. From that point, I went on food stamps. I was driving a BMW, and the people did not believe, because at the time I was pastoring, and they didn't believe that I wasn't getting income from the church. So they had to write letters saying that, hey, they do pastor, but they're not getting money here from the church. Like, people could not believe the financial area that I was in. That's because God stripped everything that I was relying upon away, watch this, so that he can prove himself to me. So everything that you're going through is not so that you can just experience the weight of it. It's so that you can understand the identity of God, so that you can understand like who God truly is. So if you're experiencing like a financial hardship right now, yes, it's about being a good manager, being a good steward over what God has trusted you with, but it's also knowing that God is Jehovah Jireh, and he want to provide the solutions to the problems that not only you're experiencing, but the problems that the world may be experiencing. So because when you realize that you're a kingdom financier, when you realize that money and resources has to flow through you to the community to meet a need. So when God began to show you that he's Jehovah Jireh, what he's really doing is saying, hey, you are a conduit. You are a flow of resources. So he's teaching you that everything that comes into your hand, that is not about Jessica, it's not about Desiree. Like, there are certain things that flow through your hand that has to get to the people. But you don't know that until you realize that he's Jehovah Jireh. So I appreciate that moment. I appreciate that moment of vulnerability. So you guys, sitting where you're sitting now, what do you wish that I would have told you that I didn't?
Ooh, that's a good
or who did you need me to be that I wasn't? What did I miss that you wish I would have?
I think that's good. The first thing that comes up for me is I didn't know I could be free with you.
Yeah. I'm cool.
Yeah, I didn't. But you listen, okay. So I think I needed to know that I did have a safe space.
Yeah.
Meaning, and when I say safe space, people always say, like, what is a safe space? What is a safe space?
Yeah.
I need to be able to be naked somewhere.
Yeah.
And like, it's like Noah's son got, rebuked and dismissed because he didn't honor his nakedness. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like, and I need somewhere where I'm naked can be honored. And I didn't know, because it's not anything that you had done. It was what I had experienced before and what it felt like mainly because I wanted to be I operated in perfectionism. But I wish I would have known on my end that that's where I could be free, because I think there's a lot of things that I could have avoided.
Yeah.
I know I go back to relationships, but relationally, because that has been the biggest heartburn I've dealt with.
Yeah.
I didn't deal with finances. I've gotten over the finances. I've dealt with that. Maneuvering through those seasons.
Yes.
I'd be mad, but I get through them. I know at the end of the day, I'm like, okay, this can be fixed. My credit can be fixed. But relationships, I'm not confident about fixing those, or I'm not confident in those. So I think that I wish I would have taken advantage of what everybody else has been taking advantage, because I was like, how did they see her differently than I see her, and how they just, and now you do. Let's go ahead and make this plain.
Make it plain.
Like, you do expect more out of me, and I feel that. I get all of that.
Yes.
I be like, the woman of God, she ain't letting loose.
She on that neck, baby.
Yeah.
But as far as like being a woman of God, going after the things I need to go after, like, I've seen all of that. I just needed to know that, like, this past season has shown me that I can be and continue to develop in a safe space and still be the woman Jessica. I think that's the language I'm looking for. Being the woman Jessica and not minister Jessica or not even daughter Jessica.
Yeah.
Like, the woman Jessica.
Jessica.
I can be that with woman D.
Yeah. I love that. And like, what I'm realizing for me as a leader, that there's layers to this. Like, sometime, like when you're building relationships with people, the first thing that you're trying to determine, God, what is it that you need out of me that this person need in this season? And so that's why relationships go through seasons. They go through changes. And I find a lot of times, like when it comes to relationships, that we are expecting the person to be the same way that they were when they first came into your life. No, as they grow and the relationship evolve, then there's another layer that I can expose to you that we can have, now we can go behind this door. Oh, now she's ready for this because I've seen that she's trained, she developed, she has a ear to listen, she has a heart, that is not hardened towards the correction. So there's a part of me as a leader that I just can't just throw just out there when we come into a relationship. You get what I'm saying? And then those boundaries, they needed to be established initially. They needed to be established the way that they were, so that you can get to the place where you are right now. And I look at it like my baby Aubrey, like my girls. Like, when she was born, she was a baby. She needed me like this. There was things that I would have never exposed to my baby because she was a baby. And then, like, when she became a toddler, there was things that she no longer did when she was a baby. Now that she's a toddler, I'm seeing that she's advancing, she's operating like this, she's doing that. And then as she becomes a teenager, just go through her phases, I'm seeing that the things that she used to do, she don't do anymore. Things are changing in her. I'm seeing her grow and mature. I'm seeing her use language, showing me that she's getting it. And that's how I look at our relationship. Like, it just went through different phases. And now, like I tell Aubrey, you will be an adult much longer than you are a child.
Yeah.
Which means that for our relationship, that we get to enjoy the adulthood much longer than the direction, the discipline, the chastisement of those years.
Yeah. That's good. That's a good analogy.
That's really good.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
I think kind of similar to what Jessica said is one thing that what I appreciate about the Lord is the spaces, the specifically the women that He has connected me to. I get to see them. I'm honored that I've gotten to see them in their private lives as well as like out there in public, and they're 100% authentically the same. And I think He needed to show me that because I am different, and it's okay for me to be who I am in all spaces. But I think what I didn't take advantage of, or I've done a disservice to, is because I'm so used to doing and being doing in these spaces, not allowing you to see me, right, as a person. So I think earlier this year, I think I came to the link, and this is after I had went on a trip, and you asked me a question.
I know exactly the question.
You had asked me a question. And I said, "Who are you right now?"
Yes, you did.
Right? Yeah. And you said, "Oh, I'm just Dee." So that when you said that, it was like, "Oh, okay." So she's asking about me, the person, right? And I was able to give you an honest answer. We could have some dialogue about that, because I felt like she just went back. We could have some honest dialogue about that, because I've had this narrative, and I've been working through this, even being at the Browns. Like, I had this narrative of not wanting to be a burden to anybody. And nobody physically said that. I just think, watching my mom struggle and try to do the best that she could, and like the hardship of that, in my mind, I'm like, dang, well, if I wasn't here, then it wouldn't have been this type of struggle. So I had this narrative. So that's why I had built my life around not wanting to depend on anybody, not having to depend on anybody. It's just like me, right? And so now that I'm coming into this space of like really learning, like, oh, people actually really care about you, the person. And I know that's been your heart the whole time. It's just I don't think I've been open to actually that. So when you asked me that question, I was like, oh, like me. Like,
I'm always checking on you all as a person outside of the creator, outside of the things. We'll talk about business, we'll do all of that. But when I come to you guys, when I come to my girls, like, I am checking on you all, because I want to know, like, if there's any place in which I can serve you. And I never want you guys to feel as if you're out here by yourself, like you don't have the support, the emotional and mental support that you need, because you guys are doing just a lot. So this just leads me to my final question for you guys today.
This has been really good, Coach. Thank you.
Thank you.
So we're doing a little quiz.
So before we leave, what's one thing that you really want the audience to, like, people to really know about you, Jessica Smith, not Jess Ask the Podcast, not Desiree the creator? Like, what do you want people to know about you? Or what do you think that you wish people would know about you, or would have known about you?
I would just say that, and this is just to also encourage people just to be themselves. Like, even if I look back over my life, I've always been different. Whether it was, I was always into like sports, always into being creative. Like, even if I think about like high school, like because I did so many things, like I could be in multiple groups and it'd be okay. Like, oh, Dad's like, I could be with the nerds, I could be with the artsy creative people. I played basketball, so I could be with the athletes. And like, from the outside looking in, like, somebody be like, you kind of all over the place, you're doing all these things, but I'm like, that's just who I am. And so I think I just want to encourage people to really just authentically be themselves. Like, I'm still like, there's still I'm working through breaking down walls and layers that I put up out of defense. But at the heart of who I am, I genuinely love people. You know what I'm saying? I genuinely want to see people like be who God has called them to be. And I'm just grateful that He's graced me to be able to do it in multiple ways. So at the heart of who I am a creative.
But I think that we really get that. Like, that's exactly what you show. That's exactly like, Like that's who you are. And I think that you show up that way. Do you think that people misunderstand you in any way?
I think just because how I show up a lot of times out and put, like we talked about earlier about like that performance part. Yeah. It's not, and I don't even think it's that I'm performing. That's who I am in that space. Yeah. Okay. But people don't really get to see me in the other space. Okay. You know, like I don't want to talk sometimes. Yeah. Like, you know, like, and it don't mean there's nothing wrong. Yeah. I just don't have nothing to say. And I said this the other day, like I was getting these messages about a post or something I had put out, and it had like some misspelled words and stuff like that. And I was like, you know what, Lord, I wish I would have cared. I cared more. Yes. I don't care. Yeah. Like people can read to see what it's supposed to say. You know what I'm saying? Like I get it. Exactly. So I love like being connected to Jess and being connected to like I don't want to say type A people, but people like who just operate in a different level than I do. Not that it's bad or anything. I don't care, but I'm learning to care a little bit more about some of those things.
Yeah. And so like one of the things that I share with people is that it's crazy that God would have me to write. Shameless plug. Shameless plug. Or not. You guys can go to the Bible app, YouVersion Bible app, and just put in Fomby, Fomby, and it will pull up all of the devotions that we write. And we currently are continuing to release content. We just released a 30-day Reset Your Money and Your Credit God's Way, and we're excited about that. So you guys go and download that. We'll put the link in the comment,
in the description.
In the description. Yes, I mean, I don't know how it's gonna get there, but I just said that
we'll manage it.
Yeah. But it's crazy that writing has really never been like one of my strong suits at all. So I have people that watch like my post and they're like, "Oh, Dee, okay, go ahead and correct that." Or Coach JD, he'll grab my phone, and there used to be shame around that because I really didn't care like you, because I think just being in that creative space, like I'm busy, y'all better be glad I'm putting this out anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like, you get what I'm saying, but also at the same time, I realized that it doesn't reflect the excellence of God. Yeah. And so if it was just about me, leave it. But because this is a reflection of God, change it. Help me, you guys. You see something that need to be correct? Okay, inbox me, so that we can get it taken care of. So thank you for sharing that. Okay, what about you, Ms. Jess?
Me the question.
The question I was asking is, who do you want your audience? What do you want your audience to really, really know about you? Or are there any misconceptions that need to be, spoken about or corrected?
Do you have an idea of that?
Of what?
Of any misconceptions?
Any misconceptions concerning you? I do. I feel like when you walk into a room, you bring so much light, so much energy, and you're a solutionist that sometimes people may think that you are coming to take over, operate like in their space and things like that. But the way that our mind works is that we are there to provide a solution, and we don't even be trying to provide a solution.
No.
Like, but
I
it's
be really
like we want to be quiet.
You know what just came up when she came with me to shoot a wedding.
Okay,
right? She was actually a guest of the wedding.
Father's Howell's daughter wedding. You hear me?
I'm the photographer. Jess there because she like, I'm gonna help assist. I'm like, I don't need assistance, but okay, come on, sis.
Yes.
So we show up. And just and it's the thing, like when there's something in you and there's a need in a space, it just naturally comes out.
That's
when people don't, and I really think it's people who aren't there yet, right? They may think like, oh, she's just taking over, but literally she was like, I don't know, I think she became like the wedding coordinator, the seamstress, the dress, like all these things in this space, because, and not that it was bad, it was just there was a need, and she kept saying, I'm so sorry, I apologize. I was like, girl, hey, I'm good, go do you.
Yep. And I feel like I show up the exact same way, and when there's something that needs to be done, yes, we do respect order, we respect the protocol, we respect what's put in place, but the solutionist in us can't help but want to provide.
It hurts. It literally, I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah,
like,
I get it.
If I don't do it, it's
like, oh God, I gotta sit here. I gotta sit here and watch this. Oh my God. Okay.
I gotta leave or I gotta fix it. Yeah, something's gonna happen.
Something.
But I'm glad you say that.
Yeah,
I'm glad you said, because I didn't think of that. What I was thinking of was I'm not perfect. Yeah. I don't want anybody to think
either.
I am perfect.
Yeah.
I don't care what you see on social media. Yep. I'm giving myself permission to say what I'm thinking in a respectful manner in order, because I still have I still have Coach T our relationship started with her
Because
telling me
because I corrected her.
some art off the platform when I was like, it's art though. Like she was like, but that's not the woman of God. Like, so I have accountability, but I thought that I used to walk so ashamed or so afraid to say or do things. But I'm really just Jessica. Like I just enjoyed being what I need to be when I need to be it.
You know what? Like, as I'm hearing you say that, I feel like people need to experience that part of you more. Even like when the way that you connect with people on social media, I feel like that's the vulnerability, that side of you probably need to be displayed a little bit more. Because even if I was to look like on your social media page, I'm seeing all of the things that are well. Yeah, I'm not seeing like, hey, you struggle with this, but you overcome. Because the correct way to be an influencer is to show your vulnerability, but I'll say a kingdom influencer.
Yeah, that's good.
The right way to be a kingdom influencer is okay to talk about the problems and the vulnerability, but also how that has been worked out. And I think that oftentimes we see the workout, but we don't see that there was an initial problem for you to get here. And I would like to see more of the vulnerability, and I feel like that would be a great way that you both grow your influence and the impact. Because I feel like God will give the influence when we work on the impact. And so like as we're going into this new season of our life, thinking about, God, how can I make more of a kingdom impact? And the scripture that comes to mind to me is that we win them by the words of our testimony. And a testimony starts with the problem and it ends with God.
Ends with God.
It starts with the problem and ends with God.
Because that's the testimony, right? Because it's not that I think sometimes we'll tell the issue, and it's like, yes, you went through this thing, but are you still there? Like, but the testimony is God did it.
God did it. That's the testimony. So I want to thank you guys so much for just joining me today on Jess Ask the Podcast. And so like if you could leave them with one word, if there's one statement, one prophetic flow word or whatever that is stirring like in your belly, what would you say in this moment to the person that is watching and listening?
I'll just share, like I will say, like the thing that I am learning is me. And just being authentically me, and that the plan that the Lord has already in place is for the authentic me, right? And so just saying yes, even though I don't understand the process, has really helped me to journey well, like helped me to suffer well, because I know I'm not in this thing by myself. Even though sometimes it may feel that way, I know that the Lord is there. I know that the Lord has placed people in my path that if I would trust and lean on them, they're there for a reason. You know what I'm saying? So I would just encourage you guys to, especially as we go into this new season, is to really just begin to, I'm gonna say lean, like as cliche as it may sound, like lean into the Lord. Like wholeheartedly lean into the Lord. Like I'm getting to a space because I know the Lord wants to use my voice in different ways. It don't mean I'm be standing in the pulpit or anything like that, but he gave me unboxed worship. And this journey has literally been me unboxing what I thought ministry was, what I thought I was, who I thought I was, and literally becoming a living sacrifice. And that's the worship. That's what I'm saying? So
That's good.
That's so good.
I love that.
I would pull from Desiree and saying lean into not only God, but who God created you to be. I think we use the word where it says you were uniquely and wonderfully made, and we take that just to put a Band-Aid on things. But when you really find that out, that's not an easy process. When you find how unique you are, it can be lonely. It could be frustrating. It could be even you might feel like you're confused at times. But when you discover how unique you are and how wonderful you are, it's a beautiful place to be in. It's a freeing place. And so I'm willing to share and be vulnerable on social media now, whereas I was like, child, I can't do anything. I just have to talk about the Bible. Go to my TikTok. Go to my TikTok. That's why I've been practicing. I've been practicing with my TikTok. So I think that, if anything, give yourself space to be the unique
Yeah.
and to be the wonderful, so that God can be exposed through the unique and the wonderful.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And I'll just pull from that as well, is that when you're unique, you realize that you're multifaceted, which means that you're not faking, you're not pretending, but you're understanding what each environment, what each room need from you. And it's okay for you to show up and give that room what is needed. And then also understand that who you are created to be is the person that God loves. He made no mistakes when he chose you, when he created you, when he's given you the gifts, the talents, when he's giving you something that is different from everybody else. And all the things that I didn't like about myself, I've learned how to embrace, from, my big lips, my big forehead, my big eyes, my pinky toe, my hands, like all the things that I used to want to change. I had to learn how to embrace those and know that this is part of my unique DNA, my makeup that God said is wonderfully and is fearfully made. So thank you guys so much for listening. Don't forget to share this out. Send this to someone, because we know that it would bless them. And I just want to know, like, when y'all got downtime like this, y'all let me be a part of y'all team.
Come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
You already a part of the team. If y'all don't know, shameless plug, like the Safe Space, we want you to join the Safe Space. It is a community on Patreon, and she is one of the leaders in the Safe Space, just because she is my leader. She has prayed with us. She has taught us. She taught us about what consciousness. It was that was so good. They ran with that one. They ran with that one. And so we're gonna be meeting, doing retreats and stuff, and she's gonna be.
Oh,
there.
I'm excited about that. I'm excited to support you guys and serve you all, hold your bags, and work on your agenda.
Holding the bag.
Yeah, I want to do all of that. Okay,
that's a bit much.
I probably won't drive y'all, but okay.
No, you won't. We know that. We know that. But no, y'all, the Safe Space community is accessible to you guys. We're all going to be there.
Yeah. I want them really to commit to the $19.99 a month. That's only $20 for the impartation, the wisdom, the accountability that you all will receive. Like, as you go, let me tell you, as you go into whatever season, as whatever is falling off of you, you need a safe space. You need a community. Community is important. A lot of what Jesus did, that it was done through community. Even the miracles, that was done in a community. It wasn't done in a church. Jesus taught where? In the community. How many times did you see him teaching in the temple? You did. He went and sat at the feet of the leaders in the temple, but that's so that he can do the work that was needed in the community. So I would encourage you guys to be a part of this community. Man, it's only $240 for the year, something like that. Yo, use your income tax to pay for the entire year. Like, do this for you.
Do it for you.
For you.
That's so good.
Do it for you. And I'm a living testament that, because I had to learn how to be my own safe space before I could create one. And so
that's good.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, guys.
We appreciate you.
Thank you.
So great. Can we believe that we just let that happen?
I know.
Okay. But y'all tell us what y'all was thinking. Tell us what you learned in the comments. Hopefully we'll see you over there in the safe space. But until next time, until next week, remember, life could be much more simple if you just ask.
Just ask. Peace, y'all. What's up, you guys? We hope you've enjoyed that conversation. But make sure you like, share, and subscribe. And hit that notification so you don't miss an episode. We'll see you next Thursday.